Hi, everyone, and welcome to another great car here on the Car Reviews podcast with CollectorCarCanada.ca. Today we have another fantastic car. This is a 2001 BMW M3 Cabriolet with a 6-speed transmission. So from the E46 generation, the M car from that generation. And a Cabriolet, we're going to take a look at the roof. This one's going to be lot 262 on CollectorCarCanada.ca. Again, it's a 2001 BMW M3 Cabriolet with 6-speed transmission. The odometer is under 105,000 kilometers. Canadian market car, finished in carbon black metallic over a cinnamon leather interior. All the details on all that good stuff are on our listing at lot 262 on CollectorCarCanada.ca. So I'm going to start it up, and after I start it, I'm going to put the top down so you can see the top in action. We also have demos of it on the detailed listing again for lot 262. So here comes the start. So we have her running, and at this stage I am going to drop the top. So no clips to release, all in one button right here from the driver's seat, and it all happens beautifully. And it's in the down position. So from here, I'll jump over and grab the camera. We'll get a good look at the engine and a listen and continue our tour of this 2001 BMW M3 Cabriolet 6-speed transmission. Today it sits with 104,229 kilometers going to its new owner with a safety certification, Ontario Safety Standard Certificate, with under 105,000 kilometers. Okay, a little pause for the camera change. Away we go. So here's a good look at the 01 BMW M3 Cabriolet 6-speed manual running. I'm lucky enough to have owned a couple of 2001 BMWs. However, not lucky enough to have driven an M series. So I'll cruise on in, but an interesting item here is with the hood release. So I've released it in the cabin, and there's no fumbling with it underneath the hood itself. This just gets released, and it doubles as a handle. And here we go. A great looking, very clean engine compartment. So I'll zoom in on some of the components. First, we'll get a good look at that M badge. That lets you know what the car is all about. And on each shock tower, there's a critical data. So there's the VIN over on the passenger side shock tower. And over here on the driver's side, we have the name of the paint. So again, carbon black metallic. In the right light, it looks blue. But where we're standing right now, the way the sun's shining on it, I can see a little bit of blue in it. But even though I do see the blue tint, it is carbon black metallic. Schwarz in German. So I'll get in close to where the fan is running. You can see the belts down below. And now I'll give you a look at some of the components. Oh, and also the hood insulation, which is in very nice condition. This stabilizer bar, extending from shock tower to shock tower, is an aftermarket addition. Another aftermarket addition on the car is this AFE cold air intake. So the car is pretty close to stock right now, but those are a couple of items that have been modified since it was new. The owner has had it about half its life and bought it from a BMW dealership in Ottawa. We're outside of Ottawa today shooting the car review video. I see the ECS tuning hose there. I wouldn't necessarily call that a modification. Certainly it's got nothing to do with performance. Just happens to be the brand chosen for that hose. You can see the daytime running lights are on because the car is running. The outside lights, low beams, are xenon, but the bright lights, which double as the daytime running lights, are not a xenon. They're a normal halogen light. So we'll move around back to the pipes. Dual exhaust, each with 2 exits. So a total of 4 pipes back here. We'll zoom in close and have a listen. All right, so there's a good listen to what it sounds like when the engine is running. I'm going to turn off that engine now. And we'll move towards a walk around to the exterior of the car. We'll point out a few things. So we do have a Carfax for the car on the detailed listing, for lot 262. There is a claim on it, but it's for under $2,000, under $1,600 if memory serves. The car was backed into under the current ownership in a parking lot and sustained some front end damage. You could see the famous kidney grills. Those were replaced, and there was a bit of paint done on the bumper cover / front spoiler and the hood. The damage estimate I just mentioned at under $1,600 was not the extent of the work, because the insurance company would only pay for a blend of the hood, and the body shop recommended to our seller that to do it right, he should paint the entire hood. He did what the insurance company would pay for and paid out of his own pocket for the hood to be stripped and entirely repainted with some blending done on the fenders. So that's the background on that. You can see, as I say, you can see that Carfax on our detailed listing for lot 262. Working our way around the car, it looks pretty stock. These venting here, you only see those on the M-level cars for the E46. And you do see a side marker on all of the E46 cars. Here's a good look at the stock wheel. Here's a fun fact. The owner has just, in preparation for sale, has just put on a set of new tires, and he didn't go cheap. He went with Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires, as you can see there. We got a staggered setup here on this 01 M3. I'm going to zoom right in the date code. You can see 10th week of 2025. So brand new tires. And as I say, they're Pilot Sport all season 4. I think I said 4S, I misspoke. It's Pilot Sport AS4, AS for all season. And those are up front, they're a 225/45 ZR18. I see a Y speed rating, and that 18-inch rim here on the front is the stock unit. You can also see the M badge. Unfortunately, the emblem where we're looking is upside down, but if we're right side up, you can see the M badge is below the it's above the center cap and upside down right now, but only M specific wheels on this one. You do see some more basic E46s like 330s and 325s, even 320s and 323s with these wheels are replicas of them, but they're only stock on the M3. So working our way here, you can see this mirror here. It looks like an imperfection here, but in fact, the current owner had the car, I want to say PPF'd. He told me the brand name of the use. It's not a 3M product. We have that on the detailed listing. The name of it escapes my mind right now. But you can also see that line along the hood and the front of the fender, evidence of the PPF, paint protection film, in place. So we're working our way around. Again, a carbon black metallic finish. And other than that mishap in the parking lot I already described, we're pretty sure this is an original paint car. But our seller is not the original owner, so we certainly can't guarantee it. But when we look at the Carfax and the condition of the car, it certainly leads us to believe that. Here's a good look at the driver's side rear wheel. Again, Michelin Pilot Sport, all season 4s. As I said, staggered. First, I'll show you that date code. So the rears were made in the first week of 2025. But the size back here, I think it's a 255. Yeah, there it is. 255 40 ZR18, again with the Y rating. And you can see the back in, I guess we're talking almost 20 years ago since this car was built. I suppose we can check exactly. We can see 0401. So this one was built in April of 2001. So 24 years. But back 24 years ago, BMW did not put vented discs on the M cars. Working our way to the rear. Fixed antenna, it stays in place. And there's another look at those pipes. 2 exits from each of the 2 mufflers. And working our way here. Again, this is what the car is about. The M3, not just any 3 series. And here's an angle I always like to take of convertibles with the top down. Working our way around. Lot 262, the 01 BMW M3 Cabriolet, 6-speed transmission. We'll just take a look at the fuel door here. Nice and clean. We took some pictures of it with the cap removed. No corrosion in evidence, certainly. And no need to snap on a tonneau cover or parade boot. The automatic action of the top, I already showed you, covers up the top hardware nicely, smartly. And here's a look at the passenger side rear wheel. Do see a little imperfection here. Not too jagged to touch, but it's in place. And this rear tire, I see a 0125 for it as well. Working our way, it's kind of on the shaded side of the car. Now this, in some of our photos on the detailed listing, you can see the line from where the protection film is in place. There was some wax on there, and it might look like an imperfection, but it was just a case of getting some elbow grease out and removing the wax. But to me, it was good evidence that even the side mirrors were addressed with the paint protection film. There's a look at the M3 badge on the venting up here on the front fender. Indicator light on the fender as well, European style. And the front right tire, Michelin Pilot Sport, all season tires. So 225 45 ZR18 up here in the front. So I'll read off the sidewall. Michelin Pilot Sport, all season 4. And here's the start of that paint protection film. When I look up close, there's some minor light stone chipping here, but I suspect that the marks are only on the PPF film, and it's done its job and protected the front of the car. But there's a good look at the front of the car. And with that license plate, you can probably tell that the owner is an Austin Powers fan. And then this bumper cover slash front spoiler, specific to the M3 with the grid pattern mesh. And then, of course, the famous BMW kidney grille. And these right here are headlight washers. So that cutout pushes out to clean that lens. No wipers. There's the old BMW badge, emblem. I didn't look closely at the wheels on this side for curb rash, so we'll do that now. I do see, a slight mark here. Barely feel it with my hand. Barely see it in the camera, I think, too. And then on the driver's rear, I'd say that one's fairly described as unmarked. So a good set of wheels on here with the brand new tires. So we'll take it one last back look. I don't ordinarily go into the trunk of people's cars, but this one I know to be pretty clean. There's nothing in it, so I can show off the trunk as well. So even with the top down, you get a fair bit of space in the trunk for a convertible. I also noticed there's a ski pass-through, or I guess I call it a pass-through. You're not likely to be doing much skiing with this M3 convertible. There's a BMW storage case. The car came from the factory with a cassette deck in-dash. We'll get to that when we get to the interior, but you can see that there's a 6 CD changer by BMW in place. And this is what you would use to manually operate the roof should you not have power. And then down here, there's a spare tire, I'll say flat tire kit. There's no spare tire. And you can see the tow hooks there as well. Another neat item in these 01 BMWs and in the era is this tool kit that pops down from the trunk. So isn't that neat? And I think that is a good look at both the trunk and the exterior of the car. Let's move onward to a talk about the interior. Okay, so there's a good look at the cinnamon colored Napa leather sports seats for both driver and passenger up front. And we'll take so long as I'm talking about the seats, you can see power seat controls here on the side, as well as 3-position memory. They're also heated, as you see here, and upgraded from stock for the M3 audio system. You can see the Harman Kardon branding on that tweeter up here in the door. Side airbags in addition to the airbag in the steering wheel and the dash. So we'll climb in. There are various little finishing touches and accoutrements that are a step up from the other E46 cars that are not M. These pedals, however, I can see the Turner emblem on the accelerator. So those pedal tops are aftermarket, but we can see the M emblem on the black rubber portion of the dead pedal over on the left. We'll climb in just to give you a look at the odometer. I'm going to need to turn the key to get that. But the instrumentation's a little different too, a little bit upgraded on the M cars compared to the non-M3 series cars in the time, in the E46. You might have just seen 24,800 appear on the display, and that is the mileage suggested until the next oil change. I do know that those are reset every 25,000 for 25,000 kilometers, so the oil's just been changed. We actually even had a look at the oil when we were doing our detailed photos. You'll see that on the detailed listing with the photos of the engine compartment. But as you see, under 105,000 kilometers that the car is going to go to its new owner. 104,229 today, which is May 31st, 2025. And I think I can turn off that key. So in addition to the 300 kilometer speedometer and 9,000 RPM tachometer, on the left we've got a fuel gauge. Down below the tach there's a oil temp gauge, and then water temp on the far right. You might notice there's no red line in evidence without the car running. That's because the red line adjusts based on engine temperature. So if you look really closely, you can see that there are some LEDs, 2 per 1,000, starting at 4,000. And the red line is adjustable, as I say, based on engine temperature, and those LEDs light up in red. Moving to the center console, there is an aftermarket Clarion modern head unit in place. The original head unit comes with the car. And without that original head unit, that CD changer I showed you in the trunk is inoperable. So if you want to play CDs in the changer, you're going to have to switch back to the BMW AM/FM cassette business. I guess I should say BMW business AM/FM cassette deck. But as you see, the Clarion item that's currently installed has a single disc player in dash. Automatic climate control, a little cubby here, another here, nice clean ashtray, a little bit of storage in the center here, coin display, but that about does it for the interior. Glove box is clean, the owner's manual's there. Take a look at all of the original documentation for the car. We do have that on the listing for lot 262. So that's a good look at our 2001 BMW M3 Cabriolet 6-speed manual, under 105,000 kilometers. Comes with an almost clean Carfax. There is a claim for under $1,600 some years ago. And it does come for Ontario buyers. It is sold with an Ontario Safety Standard certificate. As I say, under 105,000 kilometers. I don't think I talked about engine displacement. It's a 3.2 liter inline six, factory rated at 333 horsepower. So that 6-speed manual gets the power to the rear wheels. An overall really presentable package. Take a look at all the photos we got. I haven't counted them, but I'm expecting we took over 250. Several videos, including some driving and the engine running at idle. So as I like to say at this point, thank you for watching, and on to the next car.